back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing one of my complete absolute favourites, Lamb Biryani. It's a stunning rice dish, it's a layered rice dish. I'm going to try and make it as authentic as possible. If I don't get it completely right, comment below, let me know where I can improve things. Right, let's get started. We've got 400 grams of diced lamb. To that we're going to add 500 ml natural yogurt. Because it has lactic acid in, it's going to marinate the meat, it's going to tenderize the meat, but it's not going to make it soft and squidgy. We're not adding any lemon because that would make it soft and squidgy. To this we're going to add 3 cloves of garlic, which I've grated, and an inch piece of ginger. And we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. And that's it. That's our marinade done. We're going to get this into the fridge for at least 2 hours. In an ideal world, it needs to be 24 hours, but 2 hours will be enough for today. So there's our teaspoon of salt. We're going to mix this up, get it into the fridge now. Okay, for our next stage, we've got ghee. I've put a pan on to a medium-high heat. I'm going to put a good teaspoon of ghee in there. And then we're going to get our onions. I've sliced up 3/4 kilo of onions. The aim of this is to get our onions to have some really good, deep, like toffee coloured. They're going to be absolutely amazing. This is where we're building our flavour for our biryani right here. So let's get those onions in. I know that looks like a lot of onions, but they will cook down to about 1/8 of the size. So don't be intimidated. This is where we're building our flavour. We're going to cook these off for about 20 minutes. Add a little bit of salt to help the caramelisation process. So a good stir up, get it coated in that ghee. And we're just going to cook these out. While we're cooking our onions down, we're going to clean our rice. We're going to get all our excess starch off. I find the easiest way to do it over a bowl, get right in there, and wait for that water underneath to come clear. That's our rice washed. Now we're going to soak our rice for at least 30 minutes. I'm just going to cover it with cold water about 1 inch above the white rice line. We're going to soak it for at least 30 minutes. Ideally, the longer the better. It'll help the basmati rice fluff up lovely and beautifully. It's been about 7 minutes. This is nowhere near where we want them to. We'll come back to them, continuously stirring them, keeping an eye on them. So, after a good 30 minutes, this is definitely a labour of love. We're at this point. Ideally, I'd like to go a little bit darker, but I'm happy with that. We're now going to take out a third, which we're going to reserve for garnish. To this, we're going to add our aromatic spices. Here we go. Here's our third that we're taking out. That'll do. So we're left with about that much. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of ghee again now, and we're going to get our aromatic spices in there. So, I'm going to put an extra teaspoon of ghee in. I've lowered the heat slightly now because I want to toast the spices, but I also don't want to burn them. I'd hate to have to go through waiting for those onions again. So, in with some cinnamon stick, a couple of bay leaves, some cloves, and some cardamom pods. Instantly, the minute you put them in, the aromas off them already coming through. Stunning. We're just going to sweat those off for about 5 minutes. All the oils out of these into our dish. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri chilli, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, and we're going to toast these off very gently. Wow, instantly, the smell is awesome. Wow, wow, wow. We're going to keep this moving. We don't want these spices to burn. It smells absolutely stunning. Okay, and now we're ready to add our lamb from earlier. That's all allowing as much of that yogurt as you can get in there. Really clean that bowl. And then we'll give it a good stir up. The colour on this is coming through nicely. It looks beautiful. Let's get it all incorporated. What we're going to do now is we're going to up the heat. Up the heat. Bring it up to the boil. Then we're going to add some lamb stock. As you can see, it really is not taking long to come up to the boil. We're just going to cook this out for a minute, 2 minutes or so, and then we'll add our lamb stock. When we're at this point, we're going to add our lamb stock. We're just going to add that, get all that super flavour out of there, give it a good stir. Now I'm going to bring it up to the boil and then drop it down to a medium heat, and we're going to cook it out for about 30 minutes. It's going to reduce drastically, then we'll add some other bits. Lamb mixture has had probably about 10 minutes now. It's cooking down nicely. I think now we can tackle the rice. So I've got a pan boiling away on a rolling boil. What we're going to do is we're going to get our rice into that, but we're not going to cook it fully. We're only going to cook it sort of 60-65%. So about 7-8 minutes. Then we're going to get it out of there. Rolling boil. Got a teaspoon of salt, 2 cardamom pods. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ghee. This will help the rice not stick together. And then I'm also going to get some lemon juice. Some lemon juice. So we're going to put about a tablespoon of lemon juice in there. You can use lime juice in there as well. It's going to do exactly the same job. It helps the rice stick together, and it gives it an amazing flavour. In with our rice. Again, about 7.5, 8 minutes. You want that first layer of the rice to become soft, but not the inner bit. You still want a bit of crunch there. It's going to continue cooking within the biryani. Periodically we're going to stir this to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom, which is not. I tell you what, the aroma of this, guys, is absolutely stunning. Look at that. To our lamb mixture, we're going to add a little bit of chopped mint and coriander. Just going to roughly chop it, and we're going to get it in there. And of course it's me, so there's bound to be some chilies in there. I'm still currently deciding how many chilies I need to get in there. We're going to get all of that coriander and mint in there. It looks a lot, but trust me, it's worth it. Okay, and in with our chilies. Again, just roughly chopped, and in they go. Now this should be nice and spicy now. Bear in mind the Kashmiri chilies in there, and I've just put 4-finger chilies in there. This we're going to probably reduce down to half. It'll probably take about 10-15 minutes. Let it crack on. Our rice has probably had 5 minutes. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to get it out of there, get it drained off, ready for the next stage. Our most expensive ingredient, saffron. It's ridiculous amounts of money. We're going to use literally about 10 strands. We're going to grind that up to a powder, which doesn't take long, as you can see. And to our ground down saffron, we're going to add about another 5 or 6 strands. To this, we're going to add hot milk. The reason for hot milk is the saffron really attaches to the fat in the milk. It's going to bring out the best of the colour. And you can see instantly the colour starting to change. There you go. Right, once we're at this stage, I'm quite happy with that. You can take it even further than this. We're just going to layer our rice on the top, creating our layers. Wow, this rice is even fragrant. Creating our layers. Okay, so now we're at this stage. Our saffron that's steeped about 5 minutes. As you can see, the colour of it is unbelievable. We're just going to drizzle that around. No particular pattern. And then to that, we're going to add just a little cupful of rosewater. We're going to seal it up, bang it in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we should be banging. I forgot, the onions we reserved from earlier. We're just going to spread them about on the top, here, there and everywhere. Okay, so we're going to seal this up now as tight as possible. Traditionally, they make a dough and they seal it with a dough. But unfortunately, I've got aluminum foil. Seal it up as tight as possible. Then we're going to get the lid on it and into the oven we go. Okay, so it's had 35 minutes. This is always the nerve-wracking moment. Is it cooked, number one? Right, as we remove this foil, we should get a load of steam, and there you go. I tell you what, the first thing I've noticed is the smell. The minute you open it up, you're getting everything. We're just going to fork this gently. As you can see, that basmati rice is all separate grains. That, my friends, is perfect. Let's get in here. Wow, look at that. Wow, again, the minute you go into that second layer, you can smell the difference again. Now you're getting all the cinnamon, you're getting the cardamom, you're getting the cloves. Wow, smells stunning. I can't wait to have a go of this. Let's have a little taste. The lamb. Wow. That's stunning. The rice, perfectly cooked. There's a bit of heat in there. I'm glad I only put 4 chilies in, although I did get carried away with the Kashmiri chili. But no, guys, this is well worth giving a go. If you like this, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. Good night.